Hello. To answer this question, I want to ask you something first. Have you ever been through a difficult situation where emotions felt overwhelming and you struggled to respond wisely? We all have. So today, I want to share with you from my perspective how we can effectively manage our own emotions and support others in doing the same thing. First, when managing our emotions, there is something very useful we should always do. Pausing. When we feel anger, frustration, or sadness rising, our first response is to react immediately. However, taking a few conscious deep breaths creates a vital space between the emotion and our response. Why is this useful? Because it prevents regretful words or actions from happening. Another valuable strategy is to label what we are feeling specifically. Instead of saying, I feel bad, we can say, I feel disappointed and anxious because of this, and this. Why? Because it brings clarity to the emotion and it reduces the intensity of it. Also, I have learned something very useful myself. How to question myself when I am giving a version about something I went through. Asking myself, is this interpretation really accurate or am I adjusting it? Often helps me see the problem more objectively and respond in a more calm and measured way. Sometimes the problem seems bigger than it really is, and realizing that is deeply reassuring. Something that is very overlooked, but it is also important, is to use physical movement or a change of environment to regulate ourselves. Going for a short walk, a time in nature, or listening to music is very useful. And I am going to pause here because I cannot stress enough how important it is to leave spaces temporarily if you feel like you are not going to take a rational response. Going for a short time alone can help us reorganize our ideas and come back with a clearer mind. Equally important is how to help others. When people are struggling, the first thing they want is to feel heard and understood. Saying things like, I'm here for you, or everything will be alright, or saying, I know how difficult this is often enough comfort, and that is alright. If they feel calmer later, if they ask for advice, you can give it to them gently and without judgment, because when they are going through something difficult, the last thing they want is to feel criticized. So, in conclusion, for you, when we are feeling something, it is not something we should see as annoying or as an enemy, but as something that deserves our attention. When we are going through something difficult, listening to others, helping them with patience, and learning how to feel compassionate about ourselves often helps us turn that difficult situation into something that helps us grow as humans and become better persons. Thank you.